Hey everybody, welcome back. So here I have my latest guitar. It is a custom shop built BC Rich Eagle. And I'll get to the smell here in a minute, what I've done to address that. But first of all, this is the first BC Rich I've ever owned. Now that said, owning a US built BC Rich has been on my guitar bucket list for so many years. In fact, when I think about when I first started playing way back in 1983, BC Rich was really the first brand that got my attention. So when I first started playing, I got a guitar for my 12th birthday, and I didn't know anything about guitar brands. I just knew they sounded cool, they looked cool, and I wanted to be cool, so I thought if I got a guitar, I'd be cool, right? And fortunately, I got addicted to it, right? But that was my original inspiration. And again, I didn't know nothing about brands. My first guitar was like a parts caster, like a mutt, just an assemblage of pieces, no name on the headstock or anything. And but right before I got my guitar, Motley Crue had just put out their Shout at the Devil album. And they were on like this uphill trajectory that, you know, earlier in the year they had played at the US Festival in '83, and they were about to go on tour with Ozzy for his Bark at the Moon tour. I mean, they were just like the hot, you know, still new band, right? And to a bunch of 12-year-olds, they were the coolest band on the planet, right? And I'd see pictures in magazines of Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars, and they'd have their BC Rich Warlocks, right? And here are these badass looking dudes playing these even more badass looking guitars and basses, and it was just like the imagery was so powerful. It's like BC Rich just, you know, caught my attention, stuck in my head. Anyway, BC Rich was just like the coolest brand at the time in 1983. And so here we are 38 years later. I know I'm old. And I'm finally getting my BC Rich. And now the smell. And by the way, I'll do another video sometime where I go through all the switches and stuff, because that's one thing that makes this guitar so much fun. So anyway, I bought it from a guy on Reverb because I did not design and order this guitar, okay? It was originally commissioned by the Music Zoo a couple years ago, and then someone else bought it, and then they eventually sold it to me. Like, so they were a private party. And in the ad, he said something about, you know, the case is in pretty good shape with a few dings, but he didn't say anything about stinking. So anyway, the guitar arrives, I open up the case, and I'm just like, whoa, that smell. It was so strong. I was expecting to open up the little compartment inside and find like a big old bag of weed. Right, that didn't happen, but still the smell was so strong. I'm guessing the guy used to keep it in there, right? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can deal with the smell. I was really more worried about the resale value, right? If I wanted to sell it someday, and if that would impede it in some sort of way. So I really wanted to get the smell out. And also I picked up the guitar and smelled it, and I could smell it on the guitar too. Not as bad as the case, but you could smell it on the guitar. In fact, the next couple hours, I played this thing for like 3 hours, and when I got done, I smelled my fingers. I smell my fingers a lot, don't judge. And no, I'm kidding. And I was like, oh my God, I can smell it on my fingers, even though I could tell the strings were new and all that. So I'm like, okay, I got to do something here because I love this guitar, right? It sounds awesome, it plays awesome, it looks incredible. I want to salvage it, you know. So I did some research, and it appears that the 3 best ways, well, first of all, I thought, okay, I kept the guitar out of the case for a couple days, and I noticed slowly over time, the smell on the guitar started to dissipate. So I started thinking, okay, it must be coming from the case. And again, I assume the guy used to store his weed in there or whatever. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to work on the case. And I found, by researching, 3 popular methods for addressing stink inside of a guitar case. One is using baking soda. The second is Febreze. And the third is leaving it out in the sun, the guitar case, opening out in the sun for, you know, a day or so. The problem with that approach is, you know, I live in the Pacific Northwest. I live in wacky Portland. And in March, we don't get a lot of sun, all right? So I decided to try first the baking soda approach, which seemed the least intrusive, right? So I took a shallow bowl of baking soda, kept it in the case for about 3 days, and didn't open the case. And then I opened it, and I'd say about 50% of the smell was gone. So I was like, this is cool. Let me try it for another 2 days. And after 2 more days, it didn't have any further impact on the guitar. Still had that, that lingering smell. 50% gone, but still there. So then I decided to go the Febreze route, and I sprayed the inside, left it open for a day, and that actually got it down quite a bit. I sprayed it one more time, waited a day, and I'd say that Febreze ultimately helped get it down to about 90% of the smell gone. Now I can't give all the credit to the Febreze. The baking soda did some of the help, and I don't know if I had just done Febreze if that would have been as good as if I had started with the baking soda like I did. But that was my order: baking soda for a couple days, closed, and then Febreze open for a couple days. All right, guys. Well, you can see that now I'm wearing a different shirt and a different background. This is a different day. Okay, what I was just talking about a second ago with the Febreze and the baking soda and the success I was having. I actually finished the video differently originally. I was talking about how I was happy that I was 90% done with the smell. And then I decided, because we actually had a couple of sunny days here in the Northwest. And so I took the case and I put it up in a little alcove, window where it would get sun for, about 6 hours, 2 days in a row. And I took the case down and the weed smell's gone. There's a tiny bit of Febreze smell, tiny bit, but that weed smell is gone. So I don't know what to attribute it to, how much credit I should give the baking soda, how much the Febreze, or how much putting it in the window. But I'm just so happy to know that the smell's gone and it worked. So I have a different video ending than I originally planned, but all is well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was fun for me. If you did like it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.